Class, I hope you are good, okay? So let us check the hormonal control of the menstrual cycle. Stay tuned, don't forget to subscribe. Good people, remember what is menstrual cycle again? We said menstrual cycle again is what? These are changes that occur, changes that occur in the ovary. These are the changes that occur in the ovary and the uterus from day 1 up to day 28. All right, remember that, good people. Menstrual cycle, it is divided into two parts. All right, the first part, we have what? We have the ovarian cycle. We have the ovarian cycle, you understand? So ovarian cycle, good people, again, that is whereby we have the production of what? Of the Graafian follicle. We have the production of the Graafian follicle under the influence of what? FSH. You see, under the influence of FSH. And also the production of what? Remember that Graafian follicle, again, it is the follicle that has been secreted by what? By FSH. All right. And also we have what? We have the corpus luteum. Ne? We have the corpus luteum that has been formed by which hormone? LH. All right. So it means that ovarian cycle, good people, we have the production of the Graafian follicle under which hormone? FSH. And also have the production of what? Of the corpus luteum under which hormone? LH. All right. And also again, we have what? We have the uterine cycle. All right. We have the uterine cycle. So good people, you don't just need to worry here. All right, uterine cycle, good people, that is whereby we are going to talk about what? The changes that they influence the thickening of the endometrium. You understand? So that is what we are going to mean. All right. So sorry about that. We have what? We have the uterine cycle now. We have the uterine cycle. Okay. So we say uterine cycle, good people, are going to talk about what? The changes that they influence the thickening of the endometrium. All right. So we're going to have what? Estrogen, again, the ovarian hormone. Again, uterine cycle, good people, it is influenced by the ovarian hormone. So it means that we have what? Estrogen. All right. Estrogen, good people, it has been formed by what? By the Graafian follicle. Again. And also now we're going to have what? The progesterone. All right. The progesterone. Progesterone, good people, has been formed by what? By the corpus. All right. So uterine cycle, good people, the estrogen will be the one that will do what? That will prepare. You see, it prepares the level of endometrium to be thick. All right. And remember, where does estrogen originate? It originates from what? From the Graafian follicle. It means that it has been secreted by the Graafian follicle. All right. And also now we have the progesterone. Progesterone, good people, it is just the ovarian hormone also that maintains the pregnancy, and also it continues to thicken what? The level of endometrium to be more thicker and glandular and vascular for a fertilized ovum to implant. And remember that progesterone, it is the ovarian hormone that has been formed by what? By the corpus luteum. All right. So now let us analyze the graph. Ne? Let us analyze the graph. So good people, during the first week of the menstrual cycle, we have the pituitary gland, which is our master gland. It releases different hormones directly into the bloodstream. All right. So it means that during the first week, the pituitary gland will give us what? FSH. Here we have FSH. All right. We are going to have FSH like this. All right. And okay, let me draw another one here quick because I think there was an error here. Okay, so this one, it will be the LH. All right, so it will be the LH. So now we say the pituitary gland, good people, during the first week of the menstrual cycle, again, it will release what? The hormone called FSH. Remember that FSH, good people, it is the follicle stimulating hormone. You see, follicle stimulating hormone. All right, so it means that, good people, FSH, it stimulates the growth of the follicles. All right, so now if you can check with the growth of the follicle, this part B, which is what? Our ovarian cycle. All right, this is our ovarian cycle. So it means that, good people, now FSH will be released again. This is FSH. So FSH will control what? The development of the Graafian follicles. From what? From primary follicle. Again, but now check. Now we have what? We are now starting to have what? The secondary follicle. Again, but now check. Rising level of FSH, it indicates that it secretes what, or rather it stimulates what? More development of the Graafian follicle, carrying the matured haploid ovum. All right, so it means that this thing now we call it what? The matured Graafian follicle. Again, this is the matured Graafian follicle. Remember, inside the Graafian follicle, good people, we have what? We have the egg like this. So this will be what? Our ovum. All right, so this will be our ovum carrying what? 23 number of the chromosomes. All right, so now, good people, as the development of the Graafian follicle they occur. All right, so now small Graafian follicle, they will give us what? Small estrogen. Again, as the Graafian follicle, they tend to do what? To develop more. The more they start to do what? They secrete estrogen. All right, remember that I told you estrogen, good people, it is the ovarian hormone that has been formed by what? By the Graafian follicle. All right, so the more the Graafian follicles we have, the more they will stimulate what? The growth of the estrogen to be what? High. All right, so if you can check here, good people, check this line. Again, it is what? Small. It is because of what? These Graafian follicles are still small. Again, but now they start to do what? They develop. Then we have the matured Graafian follicle. It will give us what? Highest level of the estrogen. You see here. All right, but now, since then we have estrogen, good people, estrogen, as it has been formed by the Graafian follicle again, since then the level of estrogen, it is less. Remember our estrogen, good ovarian hormone, whereby again it controls what? Puberty in females. All right, so now we can see that the female will need to go to the what? To the periods if she is not pregnant again. So from day 1 up to day 7, the level of estrogen will be what? Small. All right, hence that is whereby here now again it controls what? Puberty. This is the puberty now. She is experiencing what? The periods. So it means that from day 0 up to day 7, here we are experiencing what? Menstruation. Here we are experiencing menstruation. All right, so this is just what? The first week of the menstrual cycle that we need to understand. And now let us check. Since then, good people, we have the rising level of estrogen here towards what? Day 14. Again, you just check, this is day 14 again. So rising level of estrogen towards day 14 again, or rather during day 14 again, it means that it will trigger the pituitary gland to release another hormone called, all right, remember what, good people, LH, it is what? It is the luteinizing. It is the luteinizing hormone. All right, it is the luteinizing hormone. So it means that highest level of estrogen will trigger the pituitary gland to release what? LH. So if you can see now, LH, it is high during day what? During day 14. Right, so something it will occur there. You see, so we have the Graafian follicle like this now again, but since then now we are having what? Ovulation. We're experiencing ovulation during what? Day 14 again. We're experiencing what? Ovulation. So it means that ovulation, it is the release again, it is the release of an ovum, or rather the egg from the ovary during day 14 again. So it means now, if this egg is released again during day 14 again, so it means that this egg, it comes from where? From the Graafian follicle again. But now, since the egg left the Graafian follicle, it means that the Graafian follicle now, it has been converted into the corpus luteum. All right, so it means that during day 14, ovulation, it occurs again. So there will be the releasement of the egg. Then the empty Graafian follicle, good people, will now be converted into the corpus luteum. You get it? This event, it is because of what? LH. All right, during day 14, we need what? LH. All right, so now LH, good people, it it gives us what? Ovulation, and also it gives us what? The corpus luteum. You need to understand, good people, how corpus luteum it was formed under the influence of LH, good people. Again, there was an ovulation, all right, whereby it means that the egg has been released from the ovary. Now it means that the empty Graafian follicle, good people, it is now converted into the what? The corpus luteum. You get it? Aha. So now, good people, I told you what corpus luteum, it is the structure that gives us what? Progesterone. All right. So now, LH, all LH, it is the one that gives us corpus luteum, yes. Then the corpus luteum will be the one that will give us what? The progesterone. If you can check this side, I got the dotted line, it represents the progesterone. So now, you can see what during the first week, the progesterone level, it is what? Less. It means that FSH and the Graafian follicle estrogen, they don't interfere with the progesterone. Alright. So it means that progesterone, it works with the corpus luteum. So now that is why we say, as we have the development of the corpus luteum will now start to give us what? The ovarian hormone called what? The progesterone. Alright. So during day 21, again, you can see that we have what? Highest levels of the progesterone. Again, Kana, I told you progesterone, it does what? It further thickens what? The level of endometrium to be thicker and muscular. But rather, estrogen, it was the one that was preparing. You see here, estrogen was the one that was preparing what? The level of endometrium to be thick. But rather, progesterone will be the one that will further thickens the level of endometrium to be thicker and glandular and vascular. Remember that the pituitary gland, it is the endometrium, it is filled with the blood vessels. All right. So now, good people, corpus luteum will be the one that will give us what? The progesterone. All right. So now let us get in interesting what points, good people. Again, the things that we need to know. All right. Whereby if fertilization occurred, how are we going to see that fertilization occurred on the graph? All right. You need to analyze, good people. You need to analyze. I told you what, guys. From day 14, again, when we go to 21 to 28, again, if fertilization it occurred, you'll see from where? From the corpus luteum. Again, corpus luteum, good people, will be the one that will tell us that fertilization occurred, and also the progesterone levels will be the one that will tell us that fertilization occurred. Again, so good people, if fertilization did not occur, again, okay, let me do something like this. All right. So we say that if fertilization did not occur, if fertilization did not occur, again, if fertilization did not occur, how are you going to spot? Again, you can see that the corpus luteum, it is like this. This is the corpus luteum. Again, so check this corpus luteum. Again, they are not equal in size. It means that here we have the degeneration of the corpus luteum. So if fertilization did not occur, good people, it tells us that the corpus luteum degenerates. Since then, good people, corpus luteum, it is the one that will give us progesterone. If corpus luteum, it degenerates, it means that it decreases in size. You can see here, good people, it decreases in size. It is not equal, all right? So it means that the more the corpus luteum decreases in size, the more it will cause the progesterone levels to do what? To decrease. That is why we say corpus luteum degenerate, causing the level of progesterone to do what? To drop. You get it? You see here now the level of progesterone is dropping. All right. So now it means